BalconyTV.
Hello, hello, and welcome to Balcony TV Sydney. I'm SINEAD coming to you from Bondi, and today we're joined by Martha Wainwright. Martha, how are you?
I'm good.
Good, good. Keeping warm enough on this chilly day?
Oh, I'm used to it. I'm Canadian, you know.
Well used to it. So you're going to start with a track. What are you going to start off with today?
I'm going to start with a song called Four Black Sheep.
Cool.
Yeah.
Well, thanks very much.
Okay,
Take it
thank
away.
you. Get in the car, we're late for the gig, but don't go too fast. It's been snowing since 10 a.m. And we'll never be this free again. Crossing the bridge over the Gatineau to the side that I know where the light becomes strange. We'll never be this free again. On our way home, singing the songs that we learned at our mother's knee. Four black sheep in need, trying or dying to be free. Jesse's been drinking again and again. He won't believe, he can't believe we can see right through his soul. Mom and Dad, they're on the way. They know these roads have been leading a lonely life. Black sheep, they too are born in the night. And we'll meet at the lodge to suck on life and scream up at the sky that we don't feel the same. And we'll never be this free again. May walked away in the snow, saying she was through. And Frere Jacques never woke to ring the bell to tell us we already know that out there in the freezing north we would not be alright. Four black sheep traveling at different speeds, angry at the world, losing the way in the cold, deep snow, red on black on white and glow. We would never be this free again. We would never be this free again. After the show, back on the road to Montreal, there were diamonds kissing our eyes, and the snow piling up on either side. Oh, Chessie took the wheel, there was an appeal to stop the ride, but we were just four black sheep in the night. Oh, trying to hold on for our lives. And we never made it home, spinning out on the road we took to the sky, where we were finally free for the last time. Oh, red on black on white in the night. I said red on black on white in the night. Oh, I said red on black on white in the night. Oh, I said red on black on white in the night. Oh, I said red on black on white in the night.
Thank you, lady. It was amazing.
Thank you.
Well, welcome back to Sydney.
Yes, thank you.
Yeah, so you've been here a few times. You're saying 6, 7 times.
Oh yeah, I think like 6 or 7 times.
Yeah.
I've lost count.
Yeah, you have,
Yes,
yeah.
yes.
I know we were talking already about surfing. You've already had to go, and it's quite a difficult thing. It's a full-on
It is a hard thing.
Yeah.
You know, and you get scared, you know, and requires a lot upper body strength.
Yes, it does.
It's not my forte.
Not quite your forte.
No.
So even with these guys behind you surfing, would you be propelled to maybe hop up on a surfboard here?
No.
No. That's a definite no. I just say, I remember when I was back in Dublin, went to see you play with, was your mom, your aunt, your cousin was up there, Rufus was on stage. It was quite an amazing, like, intimate performance, like, we're invited into your kind of living room.
Indeed.
So did that kind of, like, intimate thing happen at home in the McGarrigle, Wainwright household?
We didn't play music in the house.
No? Ah, come on.
You know, only late at night when everyone got drunk. You know, so it was like when it was like really Irish.
Oh yeah.
It was a real Irish affair. Yeah, no, at nighttime and yeah, in the evenings, or you know, what would oftentimes happen is just sharing music. What have you written? And one of us would sing a song and listen, and then the other person would feel threatened and then grab the guitar and be like, well, I'm working on this. We do, it is like a living room it was like a living room when we played together, and it still is, because this is for us, it's our living, but it's something that is just an extension really of who we are.
Oh, amazing. Good stuff. So moving on from that, I know initially, before you embraced the whole singer-songwriter career, you had taken up some drama lessons. Is that true?
Well, I went to acting school.
Acting school.
And college, which is not really like really going to school.
No, it's more fun than that.
But I wanted to do theater, and it's very hard, so it was easier to write songs and play in clubs and have a good time and look inward towards myself and be completely navel-gazing as a young person seemed more natural than actually sort of trying to empty myself out in order to become a character. So and also I started singing backup with my brother when I was about 16 or 17, and I noticed a lot that he was getting a lot of attention, and I thought, well, that seems like a really easy way to get attention, so I started to see if I could write songs too.
Nice way into it.
Yeah.
Would you ever consider the acting thing maybe at some stage?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, I know. It's fun. I've done a couple of, fun indie things, and I have some ideas about how to get back on the stage. My late mom and her sister wrote this really quirky musical. I'm not really a fan of musicals. It's not really a genre that I go for, except I like old musicals, but not so many newer ones. But I have a dream of trying to get this musical produced and of playing the lead. So
exciting! We might see you on the stage.
Yes,
at some stage yet, anyway.
Indeed.
So watching you perform is always quite a captivating thing, whether you're performing solo, whether you join your brother on stage for Hallelujah, or whether it's for Gary Lightbody for like dual talent.
Yeah.
You always kind of give it your all, and you bare your soul so much. So obviously in terms of the sweet stuff, there's also a lot of that kind of raw, harsher kind of thing that kind of comes out as well. So how important is it to show that part of yourself too?
Well, a lot of these songs are very like emotive, so for me it's easier to sing them if I can get physical with them, and and I play kind of hard and I sing kind of hard, and so I need to use my body and my adrenaline to, I think, match the intensity of the song. And I'm not really hiding. I'm not. There's not a lot of persona, unfortunately. My life would be easier if I could sort of be in a character that was perhaps more demure or calmer, but it just came out that it's just oftentimes a little bit aggressive.
It's always can be a good thing.
Yeah, it can be.
It's a good thing. So in terms of the last record and this record, Come Home to Mama, congratulations on the new release and your boy coming along as well.
No.
So it's been 4 years in between the two albums. So what was it important for you to focus on with this new record?
Well, as you say, it's been a while since making an album of my own songs. I made a record of Edith Piaf songs in between, but it was interesting because it was really like a return almost to being. I find that this last record, Come Home to Mama, sort of is similar to my first album, which is very, very exposed and very raw and very, blatant. And that's what it was like to write these songs. That a lot had happened. My mother had just died, which is probably the main topic on this album, and and I really sort of let it all hang out, and it was a bit like being in my early 20s again, and just sort of saying and being unafraid to say how I felt, and things coming out and of me, and that were very revealing and things like that. So it felt really good. It felt really nice to return to that person.
Yeah, you just get it all out. I'm sorry about your mom.
Oh, thank you. Yeah.
And you embraced one of her songs in the album as well, did you?
Well, I think that the title track of the album is a song that my mother wrote. The album's called "Come Home to Mama," which is the chorus that is repeated over and over in the song Proserpina, which is my mother's song. It was the last song she wrote. Proserpina is the Latin for Persephone. And so it revolves around the myth of Persephone, which is a myth of death and rebirth, and why we have the seasons, for instance, and the rite of spring, and a mother and daughter's story. And I really made that song kind of the centerpiece of the album, and because it's such a beautiful and perfect song. So although if I were a more selfish person, I would not have drawn so much attention to it, because it is incredibly powerful, and I didn't write it, but my mom did. So that to me is an extension of, I feel like I'm an extension of her.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna claim it as my own in a way, and use her brilliant talent to further my own career, which is what she would have wanted.
Well, there you go. Moms want the best for their daughters, don't they? And getting to relive her through that song.
Yeah.
So beautiful song. Yeah. Cool. So, God, what else are we going to ask you? I mean, God, you've had so many amazing collaborations. You worked with so many people, from Annie Lennox, and I mentioned McGarry Lightbody as well. Set Fire to the Third Bar, such a great track. Do you reckon there will be any chance of a bit of reunion in terms of working with Gary Lightbody? I know you were saying earlier that you guys are quite different in terms of your aesthetics.
Well, I mean, we make so different kinds of music. That song, I think that song is a great song, and it's always very hard to sort of recreate that kind of magic, and I think it has to feel right. Yeah. So I'm going to put that in the back of my mind and try and, the song has to dictate what is needed. I know that he always had me in mind when he wrote that song. And so, look, Gary, if you want to write another song, I'm up for it. I love playing in front of your 80,000. What was so fun, I didn't really realize how famous Snow Patrol are when I made the record. I had only heard the song, and then when I got to perform it a few times with them at Glastonbury, stuff like that, playing in front of 80,000 people, I was like, this is why people want to be famous. I was like, what was I thinking, trying to have my acoustic guitar and be serious folk musician? I was like, no, I should have tried to be a rock star, because it's absolutely an incredible sensation
amazing experience
to play and sing in front of that many people.
With the guitar.
Gary, write another song.
She's up for it. And would you ever feel compelled to pick up an electric guitar, maybe?
I play electric a lot. Not so much on this tour, because it makes more sense for me to play electric when there's another electric player, because I play it like an acoustic. I strum it. I don't play lead. Yeah. So it sounds better in conjunction with another electric player. But on this last record, I'm hitting the electric a lot to give that kind of edgy, blah-blah-blah. But, it can be done on an acoustic, and that's really, this is the instrument that I know better. And so although electric looks better and it's really cool and people like the way it looks, you just have to make sure you really sound good doing those kinds of things. And, I'm probably a bit better on the acoustic.
You reckon so? Yeah. We'll see that. So in terms of today's world, and I guess in an age where we got this reality talent shows, you got X Factor and The Voice, do you find that there's many women in music today that are kind of leading the way in terms of honest, heartfelt lyrics or powerful messages or good poetry?
I don't know. I only listen to dead people, generally speaking, because they're not as threatening to me. I'm just kidding. women have always been the most beautiful and creative people in music anyways. You know, I have no fear or worry that women are not brilliantly creative and able to do anything, and music especially. You know, I would say in the spirit of equal opportunity and things like that, that I do believe we probably get paid less, and I do believe it's probably harder.
Yeah.
And I know for a fact, in my case, you know, now that I have a child, that is going to be the real challenge, because in music, a lot of guys have kids and they leave their kids at home with their wives or their girlfriends to bring up their children, and that's not really an option so much for me in my heart. You know, that's not what I would want to do. So to find a way to tour and to also not neglect my child will be really the challenge. And you know, it might mean tour bus schooling. It might mean me working less. I don't know. You know, that'll be sort of interesting to see, because it is really set up. It's a man's world, and it's set up in a way that it makes it's very difficult. So those kinds of challenges are posed to women and it does make it harder for women to be in the music business, having children, unless you have a lot of money and you can you know, have a lot of nannies and things like that. But it's a different challenge.
Because you're on tour now. I mean, how long are you away from home?
Well, he comes with me now because he's a child.
Oh, cool. Good stuff.
And my husband is my bass player, and he's here. So that works, you know, but you know, we'll see when he's school age what we're going to do. But, you know, I have a sort of I had this dream of hiring a band that are good at their instrument, and then they might each be interested in like a subject. So I could say, okay, well, you have to play the show, and then you have to do like 1 hour of whatever it is that you're interested in, and you have to teach it to my son. So you like 1 hour of history is your job, and then 1 hour of math is the drummers, or whatever it is a way. But I think you just have to be open-minded, and we'll other people have done it. Other singers have done it, you know, and there is a way. It's just a harder path.
Right, I love that. Once you get your bass line down, move on. So we're going to do an hour of French,
exactly,
an hour of history.
Exactly,
amazing. So, well, good luck with your tour. It's lovely to have you here, and thanks for joining us on Balcony TV Sydney.
Yes, thank you.
I know you're playing at the Opera House tomorrow, and you've played there before, so you're looking forward to going back again to the stage.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. It's always it's a huge deal. You know, it's one of the most famous stages in the world, and any time that you know, you're offered a gig like that, it makes it all worth it.
Yeah.
That those crappier days when you're playing in a club that's half empty, you can at least go, well, I'm going to play the Sydney Opera House, so I guess I should, you know, stick with it.
Yeah, for sure. Thank you so much.
Thank
Thanks
you.
again. All right, that's been Martha Wainwright. I'm SINEAD, and this has been Balcony TV Sydney. Catch you next time.
BalconyTV.